Hi, everyone. Welcome to our market update. It's been a moment. If you join us, we do this once a week or once a month, whatever we kind of
Man,
feel that we got to
we
get out
used to
there.
be really good.
Yeah, I mean that's the craziness of this market. Maybe not a lot has changed. I mean, the thing that has changed is kind of interesting. We'll get into the numbers, everything. So the median price San Diego. I know how everyone was so excited. What was this? That was like
Uh-oh.
last year when I was like, oh my gosh, $1 million, the median home price. Now, again, that was the issue. What people weren't saying, it was a median detached home price, right? So the median home price has gone up to where we were, end of 2022, right? So it's gone back up, it trickled back up, come back and forth, right? And that's, if you watch the chart, that was when the rates went up and the rates went down, and the rates went up again. You saw the dip. And the median detached price has gone higher than we were before. So we're close to $1,000,005, so $1,000,005.
Wait,
But
wait a minute, Vinny. I just got to add this onto your thing since you're just crushing everyone's dreams with your home prices. Core Logic came out and said San Diego County averages 5.8 to 8.6 price appreciation. Right in line with what you just said, my friend. I mean, I hate to say it, but all those buyers that keep contacting you and I going, I'm just waiting for the market to crash. I'm just waiting. It's going to crash 20, 30%, like any day. And now
well,
CoreLogic, which people can research out as a credible source, is having it going up 5.8 to 8.6 in certain areas in price appreciation now.
and you ask, okay, why is
That's
that?
terrible.
Well, why is that, right? So inventory, we're inventory starved, right? We need inventory. We're at around 2,400, 24, yeah, a little under 2,500. The pending properties has jumped up since we last did this to 2,100. So we were at around 19,
Ooh.
and inventory was up, I think, at 20, 26. So inventory is actually trickling downwards. Pending properties are going up. Yeah, so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I guess I'll give you one positive movement right there, right? Is
Uh-oh.
all right, so in 2022, when we were seeing 106 lists to sold, we're not there, right? At least for
Wow.
the time being, we're at 100,
All right.
right? So it's pretty much what they're listing for, they're going to get. There are outliers, the median situation. So, of course, you want to check to see on the property you're looking at if that's probably going to go above, or if it's sitting for long, going to go below. So, I guess some positivity to all this news we're getting out there.
What about Vinny? So help me out here. When you're saying list of sold 100%, what about when I see those ads on Zillow and other places for a property that's listed at 700, but it really should be at 775? Why is that? Could you tell me?
If it listed at 700, it should be 770 or 75. Well, I mean, they're trying to get
Yeah.
a bidding war, right? I mean, you try to
Okay.
try to get people to fall in love with the property
Why would
because
someone do that, Vinny? Why I mean, I do get a lot of buyers contacting me going, David, this property is listed at 800,000, but all the other comps are at like 900. Let's talk to my agent and get this under contract for 100,000 under. Who would
well,
do such a thing?
so you got to think, right? Numbers make you think, emotions make you act, right? People
Hmm.
get emotionally attached to the
Great
property,
analogy, my friend. Great analogy.
right? They get attached to the property, they fall in love with the property, and they start talking to themselves and why they can go higher, right? So really you first have to have faith in whoever you're working with, your lender and your realtor, right? If you don't have faith in them and you're basically like in that situation right there, if the realtor's not going back to the client and saying, hey, you realize that they're probably going to go closer to that 750, 775 number. Are you aware of that? Are you okay with that? Right. So they're at least laying the information out to you. Because if not, you can get swayed to start trickling up, pushing your number higher and higher and higher. So, yeah, it's
You,
a.
you know, with I'm sorry, but with that
You're
great quote you just did, yeah, that great quote you just did, it reminded me of, another person that had similar great quotes to you, but it was Charlie Munger.
okay.
So he's semi-successful. He has passed away,
Yeah.
God bless, but only worth a couple billion. He said it's easier to avoid stupidity than to seek brilliance.
Yeah.
So if you can just avoid stupid decisions, that's way better than going after brilliance. And that's from a guy that was worth a couple $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not as good as your quote though, but
no, I mean, it's I mean, I think Warren Buffett said something kind of similar to that, right? Where he's like, I get so many opportunities that come his way, and he just tries to pick the right one that's going to fit for him in essence, right? I only have to swing at good pitches, right? I don't have to swing at the bad pitches, right? He used the kind of a baseball analogy, but it's kind of a similar idea, right? So it's understand what's a good choice, a bad choice. Again, each person's different, right? Knowing when the opportunity is there, but first knowing who's in your corner to tell you, hey, this could be opportunity for you.
It's interesting. I got to pull this thing up you sent me now. The Warren Buffett rule number 1 for him in investing was don't lose money. Don't lose money. Rule number 1, which, if we equate that to housing, if you buy something today and you hold it 7 or 10 years, I'm pretty much going to guarantee you're not going to lose your money.
I think it's 10 years, right?
What do you think about that?
If there's been no time in history where the values have been lower in a 10-year span. I don't know if I'm selling that correctly, but
say that one more time. Say that one more time.
So there's never been a 10-year span where if you bought 10 years ago, your property would be worth less than it is today.
Okay, you're correct, and I don't know all the markets, but I can tell you if we're going to equate that to our Southern California market, that's going to be true. The one place that's not going to come into play, which is not San Diego County, is going to be the Salton Sea. But that goes back 20, 30 years ago. And that place went to a toxic waste dump. But, that's the one place that doesn't apply, but that's not San Diego. So I think what you're telling me right now in San Diego, if you go back 10 years, if I could go back 10 years, I would buy everything right now because 2014, everything is still super cheap. But man, if I could go back to 2010 and buy, oh my goodness. You may not be hanging out right now, my friend. I would be a multi-millionaire, and maybe I would just call you for your intellect. But
logically, it's tough, right? To think, right? Oh my gosh, the prices right now when we're talking about above $1 million for a detached property, you're like, how it's sustainable? Again, it's tough, right? Because you're like, how is $1 million sustainable? And also, too, if you're going 10 years, you're like, oh my gosh, it's $1 million now. What's it going to be in 10 years from now, right?
Terrible.
And there's not more inventory being built in San Diego. There is in the outskirts and in like Valley Center, some kind of 6-unit developments, some townhomes like an Oceanside that pop up, but drastically for single family homes, you're not going to get more inventory in San Diego, right? You're going to maybe Borrego Springs might get built up. You're going to people moving to Riverside, but we have the ocean to the west of us and Mexico to the south of us.
And we're almost running out of time. So before you hit me up with this, I'm just going to run into it really quick. So for those of you who are wondering what real interest rates are, not fake ones. So it's been a highly volatile week. The Fed came out and said, hey, listen, we told you we're going to cut rates 6 times this year. We're maybe at 3 now. And that's if inflation's completely tame. And then your personal consumption expenditures came out, which is inflation. And surprisingly enough, food and energy was up 4%. So for those of you that don't use food or energy, inflation is going by great. But for those of you that actually eat food and have energy, it went up 4%. So all this time we've been looking forward to these massive price cuts. Yeah. We may not get them until late in the year, like we've been talking about near the election. Other than that, your 30-year fixes come down. FHA, VA, still amazing. And if you think about this something before we run over, during the great recession of housing, interest rates during the cheapest period of all time, 2008, 2010, were at 6.5%. And homes were next to nothing in cost. And now we're up at like 6.875 on 30-year fixed on conventional APR at a quarter. that's still not bad. But if you're going to use an FHA loan, get in now. Those rates have still dropped down into the high fives, and those are smoking deals.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys,
Try to do it quick.
Well, thank you for watching. If you ever have any questions, please comment below or reach out to us. We'd love to help out, earn your business, give you insight into the market. It's a crazy one. We're here to make it less crazy.